Hello and welcome to the first real episode of Advanced League of Legends tutorials with me. I am Furion, I am your host, and today's subject is gonna be the very elusive topic of winning. Yes, you heard it right. We will discuss the very concept of winning and we will try to apply it to League of Legends. This episode will also feature my epic, overpowered and absolutely imbalanced skills in PowerPoint. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so welcome to my first real episode, and today we will discuss the very issue of winning. We will talk specifically about how to win in real-time strategy games, especially League of Legends. So, what actually a win is? Well, win is actually a very complicated being. It can't be defined in a single terms. So, if you would like to explain it in a mathematical way, it would be kinda hard. What's important is that the outcome of the game is the sum of contributing factors. And those contributing factors have different weight, and this weight also changes in time. Now, speaking in a less scientifical and more practical way, if you miss a last hit in an early game, it's actually quite big. But if you miss a last hit in when you are 50 minutes in, it's not a big deal at all, right? With this very obvious example, I believe that I have shown you that the same action has different weight in time. So it contributes differently to the outcome of the game. So a win is actually a complicated being. In order to describe a win in a useful way, I have marked several elements as the important ones. So I will just go through them so you can have the idea of what a win consists of. The first element that I've decided to mark is the knowledge of the game. If you don't have the knowledge of the game, you actually can't win. And the knowledge of the game is knowing the rules of the game, and those include knowledge of game mechanics. This is the very, very basics. It's not like I'm discovering something new here right now. You have to know what game do you play, what are the winning conditions, and how do you bring yourself closer to victory. We can also go into more detail with game mechanics. For example, we can answer the question, where can I flash? Right? Because you can't flash everywhere, obviously. And the knowledge that you can flash to a certain area or you cannot will help you greatly in achieving victory. Also, a useful thing to know would be respawn times for the buffs, red, blue, dragon and baron. Also, it is necessary to know what the champion's abilities do and what are their cooldowns. I wouldn't actually describe this like in numbers, but more in the teams. So I know that Carter's ultimate has relatively long cooldown, while Gangplank's Q has relatively short cooldown. Without knowledge of the game, we can't actually achieve victory. So the next element is quality of your gaming. It's like a technical side of things, because in gaming, knowing what the game is about is not equivalent to playing the game properly. And I'm talking about quality of gaming from the technical side of things. This includes APM or EAPM. APM is the shortcut for actions per minute or effective actions per minute. The difference between those two is that actions per minute can be easily measured by some in-game software. It's like every click you make is considered as a one action. So the number of clicks or presses on keyboard is your APM. And the second, far more important, is the effective APM. Effective APM doesn't take into account spamming. If you would like your character to go to a certain area, if you click 10 times in the same spot, in APM your tab would show 10, while in the EAPM it would show just 1. Also, EAPM includes uncountable and very hard to measure actions like checking stats, like checking minimap, a very important one. There are many definitions of what actually map awareness is. Map awareness is obtained if you feel safe while moving around the certain areas of the map. Like, if you are certain that there is no jungler in this part, then you have a map awareness. Another important element is your skirmish skills. It's sort of related with the speed of your gaming, which is related to your APM. As a skirmish, I would describe a fight of up to 3 players total. What's the difference between the skirmish and the team fight then? In skirmish, it is very rare that you have a decision making. Those encounters are so non-complex that there is like only one right solution. An example of correct skirmish play would be timing your stuns right if your jungler ganks, or ability to evade enemy skill shots. In teamfights, on the other hand, you have a decision to make. You can do things which will result in a different outcome. And the last one from the quality of your gaming is micromanagement. I would include such things as last hitting in here, the unpredictability of your character movement, like when you see player moving from one point to another in order to mislead his enemy so he can't aim his skill shots properly. The last thing in this category that I would mark is the ability to adapt. This includes adapting in the short-term situations, like while being ganked or while attacking your enemy. All of elements in this category overlaps and are related with each other. All of those elements contribute to the quality of your gaming. Quality of your gaming can be improved by playing more frequently and by active improvement. The next big thing is the decision making. The decision making is the ability to predict short-term actions, such as should I trade HP with my enemy? Should I go for a kill exchange? Should I chase my enemy or should I dive him under the tower? This is all part of the decision making. Decision making is also related, or should I say mostly related, with long-term actions, such as when do I break my lane? When do I recall? When do I gank? Should I side push? Should I force a team fight? Should we do Baron or should we do Dragon? These are all very important questions which can't be answered in an easy general way. So right now, I'm just throwing a title as a food for thought for you. And during the course of my show, I will address all of those topics. The next and final factor, which defines your chances of winning the game, is mindset. You can have a poor mindset, like you don't care about the win, or you are easily discouraged from winning. Or on the other hand, you can have a mindset of never giving up, of trying hard, and of course it will greatly improve your win-loss ratio. I have listed for you the elements that I think are most important in considering what is a proper mindset, and those things are ability to not give up, ability to remain calm. This is really, really important. I have seen many great players who play horribly, absolutely horribly, after they are fed up. Above all costs, you should try to remain calm. This includes being calm after dying, losing a game, or even missing a last hit. Treat all those things that I listed, the knowledge of the game, the quality of your gaming, the decision making, and mindset, as elements which all should be in balance. If at least one of those elements is off the balance, then you won't achieve a higher rating. What does it mean in practice? There are many players with excellent micromanagement skills. Many players who are perfect on lane phase. Personally, I have lost lanes to players which were like 1700 elo or 1600 elo, but for example their decision making was so inferior to mine that I had no problem with winning against them, although I lost a lane. So a win is a mixture of all those elements, and your rating can be roughly described as the lowest of those elements. Like if you have great knowledge of the game, great mindset, great quality of gaming, but poor decision making, this is as far as you go. You won't go further without improving your decision making. And this statement is true for all of those elements. If your quality of the gaming is poor, you will be kept at your current rating by your quality of gaming. All of those elements are, in my opinion, roughly of the same weight. So if you would like to improve your rating, you need to focus in first place on the weakest of your elements. And by all those powers combined, you can achieve a win, a victory. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, like my page on Facebook, and of course subscribe if you would like to see more videos. This is a direct way to help me. I very much appreciate it. Once again, thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers.